Theme song in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Constitutionals Podcast, episode 266.5. Kat Solen. I spoke to director Kat Solen. We talked about her the latest in directorial work, which was Peacock's Chris Fleming Hell comedy special. This is a wonderful stand-up special that is filled with a lot of great, I don't want to say energy, a lot of good jokes, a lot of, it's different, I'll tell you that much. And it's very fun and very funny. And Chris Fleming, I knew of Chris Fleming before, and now I'm great that I got to see this very fun work taken in the hands of a very capable director. Capable. Don't know why I slowed down on that. You might hear Maverick in the background chewing on one of those bison tusks or whatever those things are. They're expensive, but they last a long time. The special is okay. Let's start with Kat Solen. Kat Solen, she's done music videos for Tierra Whack, Sia, Bright Eyes, others. She worked on the stop motion series The Shivering Truth, starring Michael Cera. And then there was this kind of, God, I don't know how to describe. It's a stand-up special, you know, and it's got and Chris Fleming is in it, acting a fool, as they say, dancing around on stage. I wouldn't really call it dancing. I call it moving vivaciously, wearing one of the most interesting suits in the world, and his hair looks fantastic, and the glasses fantastic, bell-bottom pants. There's parts of it that are sketches. There's parts of it that are stand-up. You should check it out. Kat Solen was a very lovely person. I enjoyed talking to her. And you should definitely check out this bit of work. Listen, if you like what you heard here, go to the website cpluscomedy.com, where you can see me talk to other famous people or famous adjacent or people who are just working in the industry. You can follow us on all social media platforms at cpluscomedy, me at Chad Black White. What else? Oh, listen to the other podcasts. Late Night Lately, which is the late night show, which is a late night show, not recap. We just talk about late night. I love late night. And LinkedIn Logs, which is, I think, on a bit of a break right now because, my contract's coming up, so I think I should restart that show. LinkedIn Logs, which is a show about working. It's a business podcast. All right, I'm done. The next thing you hear will be Kat Solen and me. Okay, here we go. Can you hear?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you
at all. Chloe, can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on with this. I've never had this happen before.
Okay. Cut.
Audio settings. Test my mic's working. Speaker. Oh, there we go. Hello?
Yes. Hi.
There we are.
Okay.
Little song. That was a little song. Did you play a song?
I did not play a song at all.
I heard a song.
I don't know where it came from. Maybe
it's from my speaker. It might be from my audio testing thing. Mm-hmm. Weird, well, but I don't know. That was whenever I have a computer problem, I'm like, this is definitely user error. I know this is me. And then, but then that was weird because I didn't do anything. All I did was go to my audio and test my speaker. And then all of a sudden it's working again.
Maybe you need to clean out the gunk in the system. I don't know.
Yeah, or in my brain.
How you doing today, Kat?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Where are you located, by the way?
I'm in Los Angeles, in the east side.
Okay.
Do you know Glassdale Park?
I have no idea where that is.
Where are
Please.
you?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh wow, I love
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Are you
I,
guys are you still under the watery the hurricane
no,
order? Okay.
not anymore. No, it was a lovely day off. Honestly, Sunday was like just a chill. It was funny because we obviously all had to be really careful just in case it was way worse, but it wasn't nearly as bad as so many of the storms we had over the winter. It was just like, but it was a nice day of just like no one was doing anything because of that. So we had just the whole day off essentially.
That's awesome. My main job is with CNN, and I worked on
Oh,
Sunday, and so all we showed was just water rushing down streets and everything. And I'm just thinking, are my favorite comedians dead? Like, what's going on?
it wasn't that bad at all. In some neighborhoods there was a lot of water, but literally over the winter it was like that every day.
Wow.
So it wasn't like, but also I don't live in those neighborhoods, and I have friends that have houses on hills that like they've had to worry about their house like sliding,
Yeah.
like which is so scary. That's really scary. I'm obsessed with the old CNN building in Atlanta because it used to be that Sid and Marty Croft theme park.
Yeah. Yeah. It did. I remember that.
I
I
look at
heard about
pictures
that.
of that because I love like really well, I love like corporate building atriums. Also, I think it's the Holiday Inn in downtown Atlanta that has that incredible atrium where they host the Dragon Con or whatever.
Yes.
And and it has like all the floor, like you go up in the elevator and you watch all the floors go by.
Yeah.
I just love that. I love it. And the CNN building was like that, and then they built a theme park in it.
Hmm.
It's wild.
And now they sold it, and we will be moving out by the end of October.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be gone. We're moving to the main campus across from Georgia Tech.
Oh yeah, I know that spot too. Yeah, I used to. I was working there in at Pinewood, what was Pinewood called Pinewood in Fayetteville, and every weekend I drive up to the city and eat at Ria's Bluebird and go swimming at the Georgia Tech pool.
Oh
And
wow.
I love it so much. I love Atlanta. I take myself out to nice dinners at night, and I yeah, I just love it there. And I've worked a lot with Adult Swim, so I've been
Mhm.
there to William Street and that office, and yeah.
Yeah. What was it with you did of Adult Swim? The
Shivering
animation
Truth.
Shivering Truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a that I saw I didn't watch it when it was on, but
Uh-huh.
I saw episodes in the when it stopped, and man, that's a that I love the weird type of style of shows that they create over at Adult
Thank you.
Swim, and that was definitely one of them, especially watching a couple of episodes in the past year, seeing that has just been whew, man, what a show, what a show. How did you approach even directing something like that?
I'm really close with the show creator Vernon Chapman, and we have a really good like tight relationship as far as our creativity, like working together. We tend to spend a lot of time just walking around or sitting at places and talking about ideas.
Mm.
And I often bring a sketchbook and I sit and draw, and sometimes like I'll draw literally everything he's saying to me, and we bonded over that. We would come up with like ideas for TV shows, and then it started to hone in on this idea, and then we both went away and did other projects for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden one day he just sent me the scripts and was like, hey, I wrote us some scripts, let's make it. And I was like, wow, okay. And we had to find time when we both could do it, and then um we did the same thing. We got together and we would walk through cities talking about every single scene in the script and every single tiny detail of everything, the blocking, what the characters look like, what the environments look like. And then I take it to Portland, Oregon, and we make it happen. I make it, with my crew. So and then, you know, Vernon and I are in touch the whole time, and then we finish it back in New York, and it's always been such a perfect collaboration, and honestly, until Chris Fleming, I really like had never had a collaborator that I was that as close with as I have been with Vernon. And Chris is the next, like he's another one, and I feel very lucky to work with these people who we have such good sensibility together. Together we make it so much better, I think, and I feel very lucky to have found them both.
Yeah, I think that collaboration is key, especially, you know, you saying you being close to somebody is very perfect, and you guys have to be in tune in order to make something happen, because I still think at the end of the day, TV is magic. You know, I watch it get made like every morning, and when I see people come together and do something, I just go like, holy shit, this is airing right now, and we're all doing it. And you know, I could be mad about something now, but you know, and it's still in 10 minutes, it's still going to be TV. It's still going to be a movie or a TV show or a news or a music video or what have you. And yeah, it's truly magic. And I'm stupid, so I accept it for what it is.
No, I feel like that's not stupidity. I feel like that's I want to believe that you can feel inherently as a human being watching something, that you can feel the good time that was had in the production of that thing. You know, I want to believe that you can't feel like if it was bad, or if it was bad, it's the movie isn't as good. You know, like I really believe that the process should be just as rewarding as the final product. Right. And I think it comes through when it is, and not like forcing people to have a good time, not like, you know, the Disneyland version of filmmaking. It's not that. It's how do you you know, make sure that you've got a crew that feels heard, and that you're making something that everybody has as close to the same vision for as they possibly can, so that we all feel proud of it and responsible for it in the end. And yeah, I feel like that's the magic that you're feeling. You know, I obviously think it's magic too. It's why I do it. You know, when I was a kid, I just loved watching TV and movies, and I wanted to be part of it so bad.
Yeah. I think there's a true burning a passion for when people want to do something, and then when they end up doing that thing and they still feel in love with it, that is part of the magic of it. I want to go back to what you said about like having the crew feel heard. When you're doing a TV show or a music video, or you're working with a comedian now, like with Chris, how do you make them, because we've heard the horror stories of directors and collaborators just being tyrants in their own right. How do you accept like pulling other people's ideas, or make them feel as if they are on the same plane with you in terms of like name nobility?
Yeah, the best writers, and I would put Chris in this category, are sort of always able to answer any random question about the subject of the thing, and are just as excited about it as you are. You know, like they write it because they care about it. And obviously this is a comedy special, and it is for Chris. It is Chris to the nth degree. So it's a little different than working from a script that somebody wrote and put out into the world. You know, it's very much the way I approach a script is the script governs every decision I make, and down to the tone, down to just every tiny choice comes from what's in the script. But when I'm working with more of a person about them, something we're making about them, And that's the case with Chris Fleming. I tend to try to make it what's in his head and make it as much what he wants it to be as I possibly can. And that includes like asking him the most detailed questions I can. And I do the same thing with him that I do with a narrative script writer, where I ask questions about every little thing that I'm not sure about. And even if he doesn't have the answers, us getting to the answer is always opens up more opportunity for more creative things, more jokes, more fun in the overall thing that we're making. It always makes us think of something else that we could add or do. Yeah. And that's to me why I do it.
That's good.
That's why I like to work with writers.
I get that's a very open answer that I appreciate, and like very just straightforward and honest. When you were pulled on to this, is this your first stand-up special?
I did a stand-up special before that was strictly stand-up.
Okay.
It was called Funny Women of a Certain Age, and it was the first version. They've done a few more since then. And it actually had Fran Drescher in it and Lunel.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing.
Lunel was great. Some other people too who were awesome. I can't remember all their names, but they were great.
So that's that was like the if I'm picturing it correctly, the original Kings of Comedy style, where it was 4 different comedians and they're doing their own things. What how did you? So I assume that was a little bit ago. Compared to, doing Chris's, how was that transition of covering kind of a straight stand-up special with this hodgepodge of brain activity that I would call Chris's, which is a compliment. I liked it. I liked all the things.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was gonna ask if you'd seen it. This was so different. I mean, the only things that had helped me with in regards to this were the technical things about actually shooting on the day. I actually worked with the same sound guy as that special as I did with Chris on this special, and he's like just so good. He does like all the big specials. So it was that. It was like number of cameras, where the cameras are going, if the cameras move or not, how much they move, what the lighting's like, and what the overall, like how we plant the lights and make them work with a full audience there, and the actual audio quality, and making sure it works with the comic, making sure all the multimedia things work together all on the day. That stuff I definitely brought my other experience to this. That stuff was brought to this through that other experience anyway, but but everything else, every single other thing about this special was completely different. We really did approach it more, this is gonna sound so dorky, but more like a film.
Okay, not dorky at all.
We did not, we like wanted to just, make it really different, and but also not in a way that we're trying to be like alt or cool or come out with this like punk rock coolness. We really just were trying to show what it really feels like to be at one of Chris's shows, and also to be Chris at one of Chris's shows. Cool. And really make it like you're there with him in his head, and I think we got pretty close. You can always get closer, but I feel really like happy with, we wanted it to be like really authentic and tactile, and sort of get to the heart of the push and pull of wanting to be somebody who's on stage making people laugh, and the struggles that come with being that vulnerable to everybody.
Yeah.
How do you show that visually?
I like that. That's a very good approach. I think we're at time, but I do want to ask one more question.
Yeah,
When
please.
when you're directing a comedy special, are you in a control room at the venue, or are you in the room with the comedian? How does that work?
So it depends on the venue. We were in a control room in the backstage at that for this one, but it's a very small theater on purpose.
Okay.
We shot a small theater. Bigger theaters, I've been in the back like sound booth. It just depends on where they can fit you in and what else is going on in the show.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Kat, you are a
Kat?
conductor of television. I love it. That's amazing. You did great work, and it was awesome just talking to you about the craft.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. All right,
Nice to meet
it was nice to meet you as well, and you have a great rest of your week. And please, if it rains again, if there's more hurricanes, just stay inside.
Thank you. I'll try.
All right. All right. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.